Now can you hear me? I think so. What's going on, everybody? Cam K here with you live on GeForce TV, and yes, Jade Franklin's going to join us in just a second here for ONTrack Weekly. Really looking forward to this one. Lots of stuff happening in really the last day for Flamborough Speedway. So we're going to have Kevin Small join us at 9:10 tonight. He's going to an extended segment with us. We'll talk about the 2025 season for him, looking at the 2026 schedule because there's lots of differences between last year and this year. We'll talk with Brody Rickwood from Delaware Speedway in the Superstock division. First time having him on the show. Really excited to talk with him. He's very excited to come on. And Jordan Smith going to be with us from Oscar, one of the officials in their kind of refreshed and a renewed year for them out in Oscar. And Jake Party, who is, someone I got to know through this show last year. And what a great kid. He's been really working to pump the tires of the street stock division up at Full Throttle Motor Speedway and really been trying to get them to come around the province and get as much attention to them as possible. And really excited to hear how that all worked, how he was able to get people to go together and have this happen. He's got the street stocks on the schedule, and we're really excited. But one of the big news this last week was Jade Franklin has been racing across the province in many different forms of motorsports. I've seen him in the APC series, and of course, Great Lakes Legends and the Ontario Legend Car Series have made the big announcement this week, in this past 7 days, that he is going to the Ontario Sportsman Series full time in the number to be decided, I guess, Mustang for Two Speed Motorsports. Corey McAllister for the full championship, and Jade Franklin is going to be added to the chat right now. And this is great. I don't get a chance to talk with Jade very often. Typically was racing at tracks where I wasn't. Most of the time I would see him, it was at Sunset Speedway most of the time when he was racing in the Ontario Legend Car Series. And he is now on a new journey with, of course, representing the Corey McAllister brand with Raptor filters on the shirt there. But Jade, how excited are you, man? This is a new opportunity for you. Going to drive a Mustang in the Ontario Sportsman Series.
Yeah, hey, yeah, I'm very excited. I'm excited to get rolling. We've been kind of putting it together for a little bit since last fall. We started talking about it, and man, I'm pumped. I'm pumped to get rolling. Really looking forward to this year. I think it's gonna be a lot of fun.
One of the things that I was asked actually by is somebody named Craig Camrath was to ask you about your nickname.
Yes, yeah, it's kind of the new thing going around now, I guess. I'm the Indian outlaw, but yeah, so
Maurizio
I
loves
don't know.
nicknames, so
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It seemed to have stuck the last little bit, but no, I yeah, those guys are great. They're a lot of fun, but I don't mind. I enjoy it. It's good humor.
well, the one thing is everybody needs a good nickname to come in there. You got to go out there and compete against a lot of veterans of this motorsports world. Obviously, you've got a lot. Your teammate this year, young kid, and Austin Seaburn just getting into this division as well. You've obviously been in Ontario racing for many years. So what was it that led you to going to the Ontario Sportsman Series? Because as we've known, you've done APC, you've done the two divisions of the Legend Car Series. So why is now the right time to make this step?
Um, you know, I really enjoyed the APC deal. I love the touring, so that's why I kind of went to the legend route. Fortunately, I had a few really good seasons in the legend car. We won some races and we had a lot of fun doing it. So, I don't know. It was kind of this summer. I was looking at options and kind of wanting to go back into the big car racing. I mean, that's where my heart is. I still love it. So it's something I was thinking about. And then, I had a couple conversations with Corey and we got chatting. And obviously, Corey and all the two speed guys have been behind me for a long time. They've been a part of my racing career for a while. So really fortunate to have them behind me. But yeah, it kind of all just came together last minute. Like I said, we started talking last fall about it, and it all worked out, and now we're doing it.
This is obviously a big year for this division. Obviously, it's close and dear to my heart. Been working with them for man, the last 4 or 5 years, and it's come a long way in that time. We were coming out of COVID, and man, we had 6 full-time cars, and that was tough. And now it's been talked about for several years as being a very affordable class to race. Obviously, it still is something that needs a bit more attention. I think you think about it as a cast car esque because it is just an Ontario only division, but former NASCAR or cast car race cars. So, do you know much about the car that you're racing, and where that chassis has come from?
Yeah, so it's actually a former DJ Kennington Penny's car. I believe he ran it 3 years ago. So it would have been 2023 was the last time, if I remember correctly. So it's a fairly I think it's going to be a fairly good car. I've been up to the shop as much as I can the last little bit over the winter, helping out with the boys. I know Dan and Corey even himself, and Scotty, and I know my dad's been up there quite a bit too, as he works up there a little bit. So um, all those guys, I know they've been hard at it, putting it together, and yeah, it's going to be good. I really do like the thought of the series. I've been following it, my whole racing career. Obviously, never driven one, but I started out in super stocks, so I kind of got, somewhat of the idea of motor package and brake packages and all that. And I love the thought of the 8-inch tire. I love it. Last couple of years I've been sliding around on little 7-inch slicks on a legend car, so I'm really looking forward to that. Really puts it into the driver's hands. You know what I mean? So rather than the 10-inch slick. So
One of the things that I'm curious, I think many people would be, is you're obviously coming from a very different type of car. Legend car compared to an OSS car is quite a difference in not just the sizing, but the speed as well, and the amount of laps. You're not used to running 100 laps each race. So, are you looking forward to getting the longer distance races in, or is that something you're going to have to adjust to?
yeah, well, I love the thought of the longer races.
Yeah.
I used to joke around the pits in the leg in the when we're running legends. If we had a 40 or 50 lap feature, I used to love it and joke around with the guys because they'd all be worn out after 25, and just running the late models and stuff. I had a few years running 100 lap races, and learned how to kind of save the car and whatnot, and how to make it to the end. So. I'm looking forward to getting back to the longer races. I love the 100 lap races. They're a lot of fun. We had a bit of success running some longer races at Flamborough and whatnot, and obviously, in the late model, and then with the legend car, a couple 40, 50 lap races at Sawbull. We were able to pick up those 2 wins there a
Yeah.
couple years ago, and then um, obviously last year's shootout, the triple feature deal, and then a couple of races down south over the past couple of years as well, 50 lappers. So I really enjoyed the longer races. I'm really looking forward to getting back to 100 lap races this year. I've had to start getting in shape again though, obviously.
Yeah, I know what
Getting my
that's like.
car
That
get
sucks.
Yeah, getting my cardio in, so I'm not out of breath at lap 50, but no, I'm looking forward to it.
Who's somebody that you'd like to see come into this division? Somebody that's not been in it for, their entire racing career, or maybe somebody that you'd like to see return into these cars.
I don't know. I'd like to see. Obviously, I'm excited to see the roster. Um, seems like the series is growing this year.
An
Some new
increase of about
faces are.
six cars, it
Yeah,
looks
yeah.
like.
Some new faces are coming in. I'd love to see some of the past guys that have had success. As well as I don't know. I could be out to lunch here, but I think I seen maybe last year J.R. Fitzpatrick was hinting around at looking for a ride. So
Yeah, that's
I'd
still
love
out there. He's still
Yes,
hinting.
yes. I remember him kind of hinting around there last year, so that'd be a cool guy to get behind the wheel of one and go out and battle with him. So yeah, I mean, there's lots of guys though. There's lots of guys I'd love to see come and make it even a greater show.
Well, I'd say it looks to be perfect for JR. 20 years since he won the final CASCAR championship to get back into a CASCAR esque car. But we did see a little bit of a render of your car. We don't really know what the number deal is going to be yet because we know there's 231s. But I did see blank space on the car, is that just for the render, or are you guys looking for some partners for this year?
Yeah, we are actually looking for some partners for this season to come on board. We got some deals and whatnot available, lots of space on the car. We'd love to make it happen with somebody if they're interested. Yeah, that rendering there, that was done up by Craig,
Mm-hmm.
Cam Rath from Image Wraps. They do amazing work. They've been doing my stuff for a while, so I always love his work. But yeah, that's kind of the idea, and then we're looking for sponsorship this year to kind of make our program even better and what it's going to be.
Are you secure for the 10 races, or are you gonna have to see how things go before you can
No,
commit to?
as
So
of
you,
right now, we're going to run for a
okay.
championship. That's the goal.
Oh,
Uh, we're
okay.
we're yeah, we're going all in. We're gonna do it right. We're gonna do it proper, and then as you mentioned with the number deal, I had registered as 31. I know Kevin Gallant was 31. They mentioned at the meeting that for me to register as it because they haven't heard from him and whatnot,
Mm-hmm.
and then come Motorama it was going to get figured out. But anyway, I thought we'd deal with that at the time, so we registered as 31. We'll see what happens, but yeah, so. We're looking forward to it.
It's going to be a good year. Obviously, you want to see people out there. You're going to get the wrap done by imagewraps.ca. Obviously, the best in the biz, Craig Camera. Just going to throw that out there. And he always had some really good legend cars. Do you have a legend still if you're going to do a one off or two off, or is it strictly OSS only this year?
OSS is our main focus. I don't currently, I'm in the shop here right now. I don't have a car sitting here, a legend car, but
Interesting.
I will throw it there. You can bank on off weekends for OSS off weekends. If I'm not out helping somebody else, you could probably bank on me being at Sauble Speedway or somewhere, hanging around the legend program and, I wouldn't, maybe come the end of the year, you might find us behind the wheel of one. So,
Uh,
I'd love to, I'd really love to get back. I'd like to support Craig's shootout race
yeah.
again. That's kind of my goal. So, I'd love to get behind the wheel of a car for that and go see if we can defend last year's championship.
Well, no pressure. Rick Spencer Walt won his very first start for Two Speed Motorsports, so he did it at Sauble. So it's entirely possible, that you can get out there, but you're gonna have to do it at Delaware for
I
your
know.
first
I'm
start.
I'm I'm loving the schedule with the couple Saubles and three Flambros because
I
those
love it
are
too.
two of my favorite and best tracks around, as well as Peterborough. I love that place as well. So Delaware, I got some work to do. I only think I got 3 or 4 starts there,
Yeah.
so we got some work to do. But we'll get out. We'll get out and do some testing here soon and get it figured out.
Well, you know what, Jade? I really appreciate you coming on the show and chatting with me. Obviously, we're looking forward to the Ontario Sportsman Series in 2026, and of course, get out there and support Jade Franklin. We want to see him with some beautiful partners on this race car. It's always going to look great. And Jade, of course, really good racer, has been up front for many seasons. And like I said, I think he'll be in contention. Two Speed Motorsports. Oh, there we go. Uh, Craig Camera says we might have a second car. Just saying, Jade Franklin. So that's there you go.
Perfect.
There we
I
go.
like it.
Perfect stuff. But thank you, Jade, and we'll see you at hopefully a Motorama, if not the start of the season.
Yes, thank you. I appreciate it, and thanks for all you guys do. And we'll see you guys soon.
Sounds good. That is Jade Franklin here on ONTrack Weekly. Man, looking forward to him being in the division next year. We're gonna bring on Jordan Smith from Oscar, who makes his debut here on the show. We're going to try to get as many of the Oscar officials on here. Obviously, they're going through a really big change for this year, and Jordan's going to be a part of this conversation because he is one of the major parts of this takeover, which is Oscar coming back on its own for 2026. And Jordan, I imagine things are extremely busy on your end. Lots of stuff that you're working on, including marketing, uh, getting the schedule down pat, getting everybody registered, getting the rules. Need I go on?
No, no, it's a very, very busy. It might be the off season, but the work never stops.
And that's the truth, honestly, is that over previous years, I'd imagine a little bit more, but probably a bit more relaxation maybe on your plate because now you guys have Dave back. And that's one of the nicest things that we've been able to say this off season is that it's nice to see Dave back and working with you guys, and you've got some new team members, and you're building Oscar right back up again. How are things looking registration wise?
Registrations are looking okay. It's early on to say. Lots of times we get lots of registrations around Motorama or
Hmm.
generally, the first race of the year, people will fill out the registration when they pull in that day. So it's not really easy to gauge off registrations in February, but it's looking good from the chatter that's out there.
Well, that's, I guess, what I was going to move right into, which was going to be the chatter. And there's been a lot of it. You guys released some pretty big news this week, which was the Beat the Clock Challenge. So let's just talk about that. Something brand new for you guys starting out the season at Flamborough Speedway. So, what is the Beat the Clock Challenge?
Beat the Clock Challenge is just it's just trying something new. Guys are out there early in the season doing testing anyway. Why not give them a chance to make a few bucks and let the fans see them test? Flamborough was looking for a bit of a hand with their schedule that day. They had a bit of a scheduling conflict, so they reached out to Dave, and he was glad to try and put something together for them where we can get some race cars in front of the fans. They're going to do some practice and. The super lates and the modifieds are going to run time trials for a bit of cash, and the hot rods are going to do a 25 lap feature with a payout.
It's stuff like that that just makes me happy because it's working together. It's building something new. It's difficult in 2026 to say I need a new idea in motorsports because a lot of them are used up. A lot of ideas come through, and a lot of people like to bitch and moan that they don't have any change. There's nothing new. There's nothing fresh. But you guys are definitely going with it. I was very impressed listening. And yes, I will thank and definitely shout out to Turn 3 Media, Scott Provis for recording and live streaming your meeting.
Yeah,
I thought that was an amazing idea. I think every
absolutely.
track, every division should be doing this. I think it's extremely important for those that can't make it, and then that haven't been able to make it, they can rewatch it at
Yeah,
least for 30 days. It's a great idea. And one of the things that I really liked about your meetings is that you guys were very upfront with what you want, what you're trying to do, and recognizing some of the things that you want to work on this year. And it's not easy to do to come and tell people, hey, we need to do more of this or less of this. But how is the gauge feeling from you on how things are feeling? I just get the vibe from outside that there's a lot of positivity, a lot of excitement, and there seems to be a lot of renewed interest.
so that's basically how I was going to answer your question was there's a lot of excitement. 2026 feels fresh and new.
Yeah.
Uh, it's of course going to be a building season
Yep.
because Rome wasn't built in a day. We're not going to be back up to 30 super late models for a long time, but
Yeah.
we're working really hard to first off try and raise weekly purses. It's the small things, and if we can get cars on the track, we'll put butts in the seats, and I think Oscar is going to be the show to watch this year.
It definitely is felt that way. I think that's the vibe that I'm getting. Obviously, there's always going to be those that aren't sure and they won't be sure until the, proof is in the pudding, as they say. But for you guys right now, is there a division that needs more work, or is there everything's even playing field, everything's getting the same amount of attention?
We're really focusing on building all three series back to the top touring series in Ontario. You can't focus on one without looking
Good.
at the other. You need to build the pod as a whole, the show as a whole, and then you can branch off from there. But I mean, everybody needs help. There's no hiding that car counts were a bit of an issue last year.
Yep.
But I'm telling you, even if you showed up an Oscar show with 11 or 12 cars, it was an amazing show. Last lap passes, battles to the checkers. We put on a great show. And if we can add more cars to that show, put more butts in seats, it's good for everyone. It's good for the series, it's good for the drivers, and it's good for the fans.
You guys obviously brought in some new talent as well with your race, your program this year. Part of the division, you got Dave Lewis coming in, you have Susie Shepard coming in, Courtney and Ben coming in. So you've brought in some fresh talent, and I can't forget you brought the voice of Sunset Speedway and the flagman from Sunset Speedway, Matt Bray and Brendan Doherty. It's got to feel nice that you're bringing in not just reputable names from across Ontario racing, but people that already know each other and have worked with each other before.
Yeah, we were a very small crew putting on these shows, 5, 6 people putting on these shows all across Ontario. And
Hmm.
if you want to build the product, then you have to build from the inside out. So you need a good team base. We needed that tech to be traveling from track to track, same tech people looking at the same cars every week. You need a consistent flagman so that the drivers know what they're looking at when they come out of turn 4 every time. You need you need consistency, and that's what the drivers want, and it, it's what we need as a series in order to keep our integrity.
It's definitely going to be a season, like you said, of rebuilding. Is there one thing that you guys are looking at right now as the most important goal for this year?
I think the most important goal is to take what we have, which is an amazing thing. We have an amazing group, awesome drivers, and just put on amazing shows. With the amount of cars that show up, everyone races with respect. You know, put your cars back on the trailers at the end of the night, race to the checkers, and it's the if you build it, they will come.
Yeah.
It's once we can show that we have, consistent officiating, consistent tech, consistent consistency, it'll help.
Now you are obviously part of the marketing team for Oscar. So as we mentioned with Jade Franklin, tracks divisions are always looking for partners. How can people get involved with you? With Oscar, of course, that is the Oscar JRS Super Late Model division, the Fireplace and Patio Shop Hot Rod division, and then of course you have your Overkill Enterprises Modified division. How can people get involved with Oscar?
You can contact me directly by email, jsmithoscar@gmail.com. You can get a hold of us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. You reach out, somebody will get back to you. We're always looking for partners. We've made some great partners and renewed some old friendships from the past, and we're always looking for more. There's always room for more.
I love it. I love it. I love it. It makes me enthused and excited and makes me hopeful that I'm actually going to see an Oscar race this year because I didn't get to see one last year and it killed me. So,
Well, I'm gonna
um,
hold you to that. We're gonna get you out to one this year.
well, yeah, you guys got some good shows that aren't they're not one of those that you want to miss. And we'll start obviously with the opener, 3 tributes in 3 nights. Gotta love it, or 3 nights in three races, three
Right.
tributes. It's a great thing to see. Jordan,
And
we'll
that's
have you
all 3 series in one shot.
all 3 series. It's basically Oscar night. Just saying, come out and enjoy some really good racing. Jordan, thank you so much. We'll have you back on this year, and happy rest of the season. We'll see you at Motorama.
Thanks, Cam. Thanks for having us.
No problem. All right, that is Jordan Smith. Wow, these Oscar guys we've had on the show, man, recently, just been a lot of fun. A lot of fun to get to talk with them. We didn't have a lot of people from Oscar in the past, and we're gonna work up and try and get Dave Gainforth on the show next week. Of course, who's kind of the head honcho, I guess you'd say, at Oscar, and we'll bring on Jake Party to the show. He's returning actually, Jake Party. He's been a part of the show previously. He's just a little sideways right now, so we'll have to turn the other way, Jake. It's some of the fun with technology here, and we'll see. I'll ask him to unmute and see if we can get him to press that button there. And there, perfect. It is
How's
Jake.
that work there?
Yeah, it's perfect, Jake. Well, you're back on the show because Street Stocks, man, you did something last year at the Last Dance, and I'll tell you, I was not one of the only ones that was complimenting you guys on the show that you put together. Lane Zardo coming out and racing Steve Perry's car. Um, really clean races, but the excitement, just the fact that you guys got back out there and were at Sunset Speedway, a lot of people commenting, this is the type of racing that we want to see. These cars are what we want to see, and you've been partly responsible for making this happen, not just at the regular track at Full Throttle Motor Speedway with the regular racing, but you guys are going to do some traveling this year, which is really cool. Flamborough Speedway, and then, of course, Sauble Speedway. I'm bringing you on here because I think one of these big events that you're putting together, I believe it's August 22nd, APC, Racing America, Dayco Superstocks, and Street Stock Racing. I mean,
Yeah.
talk about a whirlwind of change in the last 12 months, my friend. How the heck did this all happen?
Well, I think that we have a big thanks to Brendan Doherty with all of his help setting up Sunset. I mean that really kicked it in the pants, so to speak, got it off the ground. It was I mean, we had 19 cars registered going into that night, and I haven't seen 19 street stocks. I've been around for years watching that class, and I haven't seen that in a long time. So, it was cool to see that, and it was even cooler after the race was done to see the reception of it and to see how people received it and how like the posts about it and the comments about it. It was all positive. We got race of the week with it. Like it was very nice to see that, and I feel like it's just kind of taken off from there.
It definitely has. I can tell you, I mean, and I'm a sucker for certain divisions, mini stocks, pro challenge, OSS, but man, I didn't know street stocks. And what I really think and what I really applaud you guys for doing is taking a chance and doing this because I think as difficult as it can be, sometimes divisions at tracks aren't known outside of their one track or in the local area. And I'll be honest, I had no clue what a street stock was. Um, and little did we know it was very similar to Thunder Cars, basically a Thunder
Yeah,
car. And I grew up, the only real Canadian racing that I was watching was Car, but at that time, Thunder Cars used to be a companion event. And I got to see them when they were at Peterborough Speedway, and I still remember that finish. It was a three wide pass for the win, Vince Bullrice on the outside back in 2005. So I don't know how old you were back in 2005, Jake, but it was a long time
one.
ago. Okay, 1 year old. Jesus. Jeez, make me feel really old now. But 25 years ago, Thunder cars were a thing. They just
Yeah,
haven't been now. So, as you said, these cars are around. They're not dead. They're not
yeah.
gone. It's just they're elsewhere. So, your car, let's talk about that. Where does this car come from? What's its history?
So funny enough, it's Paul Senior's one of his many, many cars. He said
Oh,
on the
no
phone,
way.
yeah, yeah. So he teases me about that a bit. We were
Is
on the
there a car
phone a
that
couple,
Paul doesn't own? Like,
right?
jeez.
So we were on the phone, couple of us the other couple weeks ago, and he was teasing. He said that's the only car I've owned that I don't want back.
Oh, really, eh?
Yeah, he says that car is possessed.
It does pretty well for you. I mean, you almost got Lane in that second race.
Yeah, no, I look back at that race fondly. It was one of my favorite races to run. It was a good hard race. I had a lot of fun. I think learned a bit too that race. Yeah, it was fun. It was a lot of
I
fun.
mean, we're just talking here on the show, and you already have comments talking about Mark King, who drives one of the best looking cars. He finished third in both of those features last year. Um, and honestly, when I saw that car for sale, I was worried that we weren't going to see Mark race this year. But he
Yeah.
says right here, thanks, Jake. Looking forward to run the other tracks this year. Good job this year. 3 car will be there. Craig Camera says, I hear the Street Stock King is making a return. You're gonna have to fill me in, Craig. I don't actually know who that is. Todd Davenport, Chatsworth Mafia, the Street Stock King. Again, you're gonna have to help me because I'm still new to this. But Jake, why push this division?
I think it's this is just speaking from myself here, but I
Mm-hmm.
think that it's an affordable V8 division. We don't really have that in racing as much anymore, and it's nice to it's kind of when you talk about like V8 division, I think it's the most bare bone one that you have going right now. So I think that's kind of cool as well. But to what you're saying with comments there, it's been nice seeing like a bunch of guys that have not previously been in the class or haven't been out in years, kind of wanting to either dip their feet in with it with us or come back out, and that's been pretty cool to see as well.
I'm just saying some of the names, like you said, Paul Senior, Lane Zardo. Uh,
Yeah,
Hell, bring Steve Perry out of retirement and come and race.
yeah,
We got to see Andrea Clark last year. You, Mark. We didn't see Sean. Sean, it was the points leader at the time, so he didn't. He decided not to race. But we had Nathan and Lyle out there. Ace Urig. Craig says you'll have to wait and see Subble. That's not. That's not Kevin Finley, is it? Because I've heard a potential Finley is coming out to race a straight stock, but I haven't heard if it was Kevin or maybe the new Finley that's been racing up at Sauble. I'm just saying that would be pretty interesting. Paul Senior says we call Jake Party's car Christine. It is possessed. Okay. Paul Senior does confirm he will be there with the
yeah,
Northern Invaders. So
yeah,
this is when I think of a racer, hot rods, I think Paul Senior, and street stocks, I
yeah.
think Paul Senior. And there's a
And so
guy,
the
he'd
car that
belong.
he was going to bring to Sunset, he sold I to one of the guys that's registered now, and he came down to register from North Bay. So I think that speaks volumes in itself
Wow.
to like what we've got kind of going here towards next season. I also did get to see a couple days ago. I was at Full Throttle. I got to see uh, Terry Party Memorial Trophy with like the plaques that will be going around. Definitely cool. Definitely something that I don't know when Paul plans on sharing that, but it was definitely cool to get a sneak peek on that. And
Well, that's just it. You guys
yeah,
have got something here. You've got traveling, you've got a home track, and that's the thing. Come on up. You want to see the best Stam Thunder cars, the best straight stock division, you've got to go to Full Throttle Motor Speedway. They're
yep,
our regular division there. And you know what? If you're gonna travel, come up and
yep,
do a couple races.
yep,
Try out the field, see what you got. I mean, you don't know if you'll be out there all of a sudden. Hell, Jake, you might not like that idea because they might kick your ass, but you've got to defend home turf, right? You out there, I said Drew, Luke. Luke's going to be one that you're going to have to compete against. He's tough. You're tough. It is. I kind of like the idea, as Paul said, the Northern Invaders. You've got people
yep.
that'll come out and do this, and the more and more attention that you can bring to it, the better. So I look
Well, and back
forward
to
to it.
Racing America, I think that that's a great way that we're going to
Yes,
showcase for our sponsors, for our own selves, even to get everybody who races in the class their name out there, sponsors name out there. Like it just makes
absolutely.
sense.
The track as well. Obviously, if you go and say, you're going. This is an exhibition at Sauble, but you can regularly see them out at Full Throttle Motor Speedway. We go all of a sudden, oh,
Yeah,
what's Full Throttle Motor Speedway? And then you'll see the points battle that you guys have out there, which is always fun. Double feature nights on the
yeah.
regular, and of course you're doing it all for Terry, and wrapping the 29. Are we going to see a preview of what the car is going to look like this year, or is it going to look exactly the same as last?
So the blue. So I kind
You
of.
better keep the blue. I'm just saying that better not go anywhere.
I kind of did hint to you a little bit.
You did, but
So Christine, as Paul said, will be staying the same.
good.
But we do, if things go to plan, we'll be probably fielding a second car, which we will reveal a scheme for at some point. But that is the plan, is to whether they both race full time or not, it would be nice to have the two out there, and that's what is the goal.
If anybody has questions regarding the street stock class, obviously they can talk to Paul at Full Throttle Motor Speedway, talk with Tim about the requirements, but also yourself, right? You've been a part of this for the last couple of seasons, and you're really pushing for this division to be bigger than what it is right now, and I definitely love it. I love this series, and frankly, the fact that it's going to be around for other people to see. It makes me really happy because I think, as I've said before, with the hot rods, they have sex appeal, as do the street stocks, man. There is no better looking race cars out there because it takes you back, the history. Um, aha, Savannah Finley, can't wait to try your second car. Um,
Yeah,
maybe, maybe Savannah, that's a
that's
good way.
been talked about.
That's a good way to get in there, right, Savannah?
Oh
But
yeah,
I think we fully see Kevin Finley out there, or Austin
yeah,
Finley, or Savannah Finley, maybe all three. I mean, you don't know, right? There's these cars that we talked about. You go out to Flamborough Speedway and or um, there's cars that probably, as soon as the division died, those cars came off the track.
yeah,
Well, those cars still
yeah,
sitting around. But Jake, you and I could talk for hours and hours and hours, and I do have Brody Rickwood and Kevin Small coming on, so
yeah.
we'll talk with them about that and definitely. But I just want to say thank you for all your hard work promoting this division and putting these on the schedule. I mean, I'm so excited to see these, and frankly, I can't wait to see. Oh yes, Savannah has confirmed she's planning on making an appearance. So there we go, folks. Breaking news. Um, Savannah Finley is planning on kicking Jake Party's ass at Sauble this year. But Jake,
Just
my friend,
before we go, I would
let's.
like to
Yep,
say, I'd like to thank, like I said, Brendan Doherty,
yep.
Brad Holmes with Sauble, and Kevin Small with Flamborough, just for helping with getting these races set up. Those guys have been just rock stars with that. Great communicators, great sorry, apologize.
It's all
Great,
good.
great back and forth and to work with you.
You can't take the race car driver out when it comes on to the show. That's what we'll say. You've done that before, actually. You did that in your post-race interview as well at Sunset, and it got a good laugh. So, thank you, Jake. Have yourself a great night, and if we see you at Motorama, awesome. If not, we'll see you during the racing season.
Thanks a lot.
That is Jake Party. Man, he's really doing great stuff, building up the street stock class and what came in place. You had the super stocks and somebody who is really making his name and presence known in the street stocks and the super stocks is Brody Rickwood, who's joining me, his first appearance on the show. And uh I didn't know I'd be showing up with some epic facial hair on the show, but here we are again with somebody with an epic beard, and then I have one where I'm trying to get something nicer. But Brody Rickwood joins me. How are we doing tonight, Brody?
Pretty good, and you?
I'm doing great, man. We get to finally chat. I get to talk with you about how things have been going. Obviously, not too bad of a 2025 season for you in the number 83 team.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. We didn't get the win we wanted, but I mean, we're closer and closer every year, and we just finish better and better. So we're going the right way.
It's one of those things, obviously, that the Superstar class, you have Trevor Culver and then you have everybody else. It's been the Culver kind of story, him and the Nagys, really. But now, alas, Carson Nagy's going late model racing. So, do you feel that you're the one that's going to be stepping into that role as the contender to battle with Trevor Culver for the championship this year? Is it Ryan Dyson? Is it somebody else?
I think like end of the year last year, everybody got really tight.
Yeah.
I don't think that's going to go away, and I honestly think there's going to be six or more people who could win any week. It's going to be a good show this year.
You definitely have shown that you guys have the speed. It's just been a matter of week to week. There is a difficult nature of Delaware. We know this. We see it week to week. There's the guys that are able to get it and have it every week. However, if we remember, Trevor's season started off fantastic, and then it didn't. It went completely sideways, and everybody else was starting to pick up steam. Where were you guys in terms of the field last year that you feel you've placed? Yes, points are one thing, but where do you feel that you actually stacked up against everybody else?
I think we're at a tough spot right now where
Okay.
we we start further back in the fast heat, and just the way the points work out and the starting, I have to drive up through 9 cars, 10 cars every week.
Yeah.
Where 2 years ago, we didn't have to do that. We started at the front. We were in the slow heat. We always started in the top four, and life was a lot easier, right? And now we start deeper in the pack, and we got to drive further ahead. And I mean, we're really one step away from being the guy who can start last in the fast heat and drive to the front. And um, out of 10 races last year, we didn't finish out of the top 10 once, and we were 7 top fives. And I mean, that's really our goal when we go there is go to Tech after the race and just keep moving forward, right?
As you mentioned, the competition level is second to none, and we see that every week on Rogers Television, showcase of the extreme talent in this division, and it's just going to get tougher and tougher. I mean, Ethan Orr last year decided to show up and really show everybody what these young kids can do in this division, and obviously you're in a division with, like I said, it's all young fellas in there. Really, there's not the old guys. I mean, I guess you could call Trevor old, but he's not really. Um, it's definitely promising when you see that. However, it also does mean things are going to get tougher year to year. So what changes do you have to make to the car this year to try and keep yourself up there?
Yeah, I think these cars and I mean I've been around a lot of stuff,
Yep.
like maintenance wise and just the way the cars are built. I mean, second to none. Every single car out there is just meticulously maintained, and everybody puts in so many hours every single week, and we don't have the bodies to worry about. I mean, if you go and wreck it, you put another plastic fender on it and you move forward, right? Where with a hot rod or any steel body car, I mean, you spend hours building bodywork where we spend hours trying to make the car faster, right? So, um, and every single car out there is doing that. It's got to be one of the toughest series to move ahead in.
I didn't want to have to do this, but I did bring up the statistics, and I know the goose egg for the win column is really wow. You were
Yeah.
like, we didn't get that, and it literally sticks out like a sore thumb in the top six because that is
Yep.
the only one. But 29 points away from a championship last
Yep.
year. All things considered, when Trevor wins 4 races, no one else got even close to that.
No.
Uh, 8 top 5s, 9 top 10s for him, and 3 heat wins. But when you look at your statistics, you are just behind him with 7 top 5, but you also beat him in the amount of top 10s, and you tied him. Or no, sorry, and the one goose egg you said heat wins.
Yep.
So you said that it's harder to drive up through it. Is it a battle of more to the car or more for the driver? More aggression behind the wheel or less aggression? How do you have to play it? Because it's glaringly obvious right there, but statistically, you were right with him in the features.
Yeah, and I think there's a little bit of a curse that comes with the Sportsman of the Year. Um,
Ah, now it makes
so
sense.
last year was kind of the first time I got in anybody, kind of
Mm-hmm.
ruffled some feathers. Um, I hate to say that every year I do more of that, we get better.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but there is some truth behind it, right? Um, you have to be aggressive when everybody is within a tenth.
Yeah.
There's just no other way to do it. And you can be as polite as you want and you can say sorry after, but at the end of the day, I personally want to win a championship before I quit doing this stuff. And I mean, whatever it takes, right?
Well, absolutely. And last year, obviously, and you have done this in the past. You have run. I'm just trying to look right. You did not run the full Daco championship last year. Plans to do the Delaware races this year, or not sure?
Yeah, so I'll probably do the Delaware Daco stuff again.
Okay.
Um, we've had a kid now and I got a family and things are different, right? I mean, I'm lucky enough to be able to run Delaware full time.
Mm-hmm.
Um, if we can sprinkle in a Daco race at Delaware, that's okay, right? We can make that work. But I mean, I don't want to put too much strain on my house or my family or
Yeah.
and that stuff's always number one, right?
It is. It really is. And obviously, you've got if you wanted to as well, you could always run instead of the Dacos, run the Steel City down at Flamborough Speedway, which is down the not just down the road, but in the same general area, we'll say.
Yeah.
But for this year, what would you be happy with to start your season?
I mean, we've always struggled at the start of the year.
Okay.
It just takes me a long time to kind of in the groove.
Yeah.
I think the test days are going to be big for us, and I think we finally have a good little program down where we can figure out where we're at early, and now I kind of know what the car needs to feel like, right? I had never driven a big car before. This is the first big car I was ever in. Everything else was midgets and small stuff, right? Um, so I mean, we're getting there, right? We're moving ahead, and for my third or fourth year in this, I mean, we're doing pretty good, but I really need to get that feature win behind me and start knocking those off, right?
Well, I mean, you were definitely close last year. It is just a matter of inches in a lot of these races, but I'm really happy we got a chance to talk, man. It was one thing that's difficult on race days is to interrupt people while they're doing their racing stuff. So that's why I love having these shows, opportunity for people to get to know you, get to know your racing program. Rickwood Racing on Facebook. Is there other ways that people can connect with you if they want to be included, be a partner, a fan, get some merch, say hello? How can they do that?
Yeah, I think the Facebook page is the biggest thing for us. But I mean, any message on there, I always answer them, and I always say hi to people. And I don't know, it's weird for me because I like race cars just like anyone else, right? And um, I'm lucky enough to drive it, but I mean, at the uh, at the end of the day, I'm just doing it because I like oval track racing. So anyone who wants to reach out, I'm more than willing to talk. So
Excellent. Well, you know what? I absolutely love this one. We're gonna have to have. Aside from watching me back sneezing on the camera, jeez. Um, It is that season, but you know what, Brody? I was glad that you were so excited to come on the show, and you know what, you're always welcome back. Honestly, we love to have the opportunity to talk with racers, especially from all over the province. I mean, Delaware's 4 hours away from me, so
yeah,
it's nice to be able to do this, and hopefully we'll get to see you in Victory Lane a couple of times this year and battling for a championship. And you know what, I really appreciate you coming on, and we'll chat with you at Motorama or if anything at the start of the season.
yeah, no, I really appreciate what you do with all this stuff, and it makes everything grow, right? So keep doing what you're doing.
That's what we're trying to do. But I appreciate it, Brody. Have a good night.
Yeah, thank you. You too.
That is Brody Rickwood from Delaware Speedway. As we transition straight from Delaware Speedway over to the track that has broken a lot of news today. And I feel he did it just because he knew he was going to be coming on the show with me tonight. That's what Kevin Small does. He breaks news just so that when he's coming on ONTrack Weekly, we have something to talk about, which I appreciate wholeheartedly. Kevin, I don't even know where we want to start. You guys broke a lot of news over these last couple of days. We'll start. We had Jordan Smith earlier. We talked about the Oscar beat the clock challenge. Great idea for you guys to have something put on the schedule early in the season for them. You obviously have a couple of touring divisions that are coming for the first time ever. You got the ISMAs coming, the modifieds, super fast. Also, you've got the National Compact Tour coming in. Huge deal for that as well. And then you guys dropped the bombshell of all bombshells, which is your late model program for this year. Kevin, I know I just talked a lot, so I'm going to give you the opportunity to tell everybody what is happening with the late model program in 2026.
Yeah, we kind of wanted to change it up a little bit. That last year we struggled a little bit with car count, and John had a kind of I'm gonna say it was a crazy idea. We kind of sat and chatted about it, and he said, "Oh, I got this crazy idea," and I'm like, "Okay, well, we'll see if we can make it happen." So we kind of put it together. We reached out to Grisdale. Adam over at Grisdale's was a big part of this. And so we kind of worked through it. We looked at the APC schedule, tried to avoid, we avoided racing on the same day as them. And we put something together. We still have a lot of details that are going to be released, but it's 8 races. Winner takes all. It's going to be, there's some good coin that's up for grab, big purse, championship purse money is a good size. Race day purses will be, decent as well. They're not going to be quite, extravagant like the championship purse is, but we're hoping that we can get guys to kind of sign up and run the whole season. And then we also we posted it out there today. We're kind of working with APC, anybody that kind of does both with the APC United Late Models if they win the championship in that, Plus, when the championship at our place, they're up for an extra $5,000. So, kind of a unique incentive to try to get some of the, maybe some of the big dogs to kind of come and run and maybe not focus, all of their efforts on the touring series. Maybe they can come and, spend a little bit of time, working at a home track. So it's different. We're going to try it. Last year we tried to do the same old thing, and this year we're going to try to do something a little bit different. And, yeah, a lot has kind of gone into the whole package that we've put together for this season. So I'm excited. It's been a long time coming. I've had this mock schedule done up for months.
Yeah.
And it's changed a little bit, but I'm happy we finally got it posted. We got a lot of big events. I'm excited. It sucks because it's snowing and -18 outside, and we're releasing schedules and getting all excited, but we still have a few months away. But we're hoping that people can start to put their cars together and kind of join us, early on in the season to kind of, hopefully this spurs people on to kind of get them out early, because that's a hard time to get cars out as early on in the season.
I really, what I really like about the cross appeal for this is that you definitely have a very evident issue, and you guys found what the problem was. I mean, you guys have said it and stated it, and you wanted to work on it, and that is the biggest thing that I give credit for. It is very difficult to admit a fault, admit issues within a track, because it's difficult. It really is. It's difficult to say, hey, we're struggling in this avenue and we've got to change something, or else it's not going to be here.
Yep.
We saw that with the super stocks a couple years ago, where it took a big revival to come back, and now the late models doing the same. And the fact is, you already are seeing some interest, which is good. That's what we want to see. Steve Trindle, perfect example, says, I'm liking what Flamborough has going this year. Fans need to pack the stands and show the Casellis how much we appreciate what they do for us racers. And that's the truth. At the end of the day, we have a track that is sitting on the sidelines, not opening this year. That is the absolute truth. That cannot happen to another track. We cannot handle it. It needs the utmost work. And I know you and I talked quite a bit this off season, and this has been a lot of work to do, because not only do you have to plan something, Kevin, but you also have to work around other divisions, other tracks, while also not giving your home track divisions too much. And I think you had talked, and we have talked previously on this show, that there was a little too much invested in the pure stocks. We'll say that was the case. You wanted to get them less. You've got them less this year. Sure, maybe some people wish it was even more, but it's trending the right direction.
Yep.
You've got legends coming back to this track. I, for one, am so excited to see that, because it's not something that we got to see on a regular basis. You've got the straight stocks. We just had Jake Party, who did say thank you and was very appreciative for you doing that. And then going outside the box to get the National Compact Tour, which no one saw coming. So was this season a make it or break it for you guys, or we need to blow this up, or we need to make some serious changes? Was it just a smattering of everything that you said, you know what, let's just shoot for the fences and see what the hell comes out the other side?
Yeah, I think it was kind of a combination of a whole bunch of that stuff. I've been here, what's it been now? 3 years, I think.
Yeah.
And it's been, I don't want to say the same, but it's really been the same. It's been very much kind of, okay, here's the schedule. It's kind of been the same thing year after year. And we still kind of have the same, the classic events are still there.
Yep.
But when I went into the off season, I told John, I said, I want to do something a little bit different. And I kind of took probably more of the lead than he probably wanted, because in like last week, he's like, no, we're doing it my way. And he changed some stuff on me. So, but I wanted to do something a little bit different. So I had, I reached out to a couple divisions. National Compact Touring Series was one of them. Super Modifieds was another one. We were trying, couldn't make it happen this year, but I love tour type modifieds, so I would love to bring
don't you get my heart like that, Kevin.
I don't know, it didn't work this season, but it was tossed out there. So we were trying to do stuff differently, right? We were trying to do some different things. The late model thing was a whole different thing. we're also bringing, like, we wanted to bring more of a kid-friendly atmosphere. Like, I remember a lot of people used to tell me, they're like, "Hey, I remember riding bikes around Flamborough Speedway." Well, I'm bringing them back.
Yep.
I don't even know if John really knows that I'm doing that. I gave him a printed copy of the schedule, but I said, I'm doing this. We're doing bike
Yeah.
races. We're doing kids drag races. We're doing spectator drags a few times, meet the drivers. We're going to do a concert night on the August long weekend. I'm working on a couple things for that as well. We're going to do a Christmas in July toy drive. I haven't fully finalized all those deals, but it's out there. We're trying to just do some different things. I want to do something a little bit different with John's begrudgingly approval. I have gotten that. I did wish I had the pure stocks off on a couple more, and I was trying to work with a couple different tracks on a few different dates, and kind of got overruled on a few of those, but that's okay.
Mhm.
It's
That
it's not
happens. Yep.
it's still John and Frank's track, so
Yep.
they're the ones
Yep.
that make the final decisions, which, hey, that's their call, and we're going to roll with it. So we did, I did the math. We were probably about 24 events last year for the pure stocks. Now we're down
Yes.
to 20, 17 points races, 3 specials.
Yep.
So it's a little less. I mean, it's still not perfect, but there's an extra 4 weeks off. It just, the way it works out is the 4 weeks off are like at the very beginning of the season, and then it's like
Yes.
full bore for the rest of the season. So we tried,
Yep.
we tried to do some different things, and we're really trying, we're working on more sponsorship to try to get the purse monies up and all that kind of stuff. So we're really trying to kind of bring revitalized what's the word I'm looking
Energy.
for? Yeah, energy. We're trying to
Energy.
bring that back to Flamborough,
Yeah.
and I know the super modifieds, that thing's really going over well. I have people
Yeah.
that are like, we're making a 10-hour trek
Open
to
wheel
come down and
night
see
as a
them.
whole. Like that's
Yeah,
brilliant.
yeah, open wheel extravaganza.
Yep.
I had a little help with the name, but I'm like, we're gonna go full bore open wheels. We had a couple people reach out, but I'm like, no, we're gonna go open
Yeah.
wheel, super modifieds, TQ midgets, Soma modifieds, and vintage modifieds. It should be a fun night. No fenders. We're not going to need them. We're going open wheel racing. So we just tried to do some different things. I know the Steel City Superstocks are working on a couple different things as well.
Yeah.
Their final championship night is going to be one you don't want to miss. It's going to be a lot of cool things. I was talking with Justin there a couple months ago. They're working on a lot of stuff. It's going to be a lot of fun. So we're just really trying to do some different things this season, and hopefully everybody listening will come on out, bring their cars. If you don't have a car, come and watch. Support the Casellis. They've been doing this for a long time.
Yeah.
I was, last month was a little tough with John trying to get all this kind of, I don't like to see him cry in front of me. And so it was kind of tough to kind of get all these finalized. And he's like, I don't know if this was going to work, but it's going to work. It's going to be fun. It's going to be 2026 is going to be a good season at Flamborough.
The one thing is we have to remember is that this has been the baby for years, and change can be very scary. It
Yep.
is, and especially when things used to work and they don't. When you think you're doing all the right things and people just don't come. Um, I'm going to get to some of the comments because there has actually been quite a bit, which is great. Great to see. Susie Shepard says, I really hope that the track is supported. There is no sunset this year, so those cars are a great place to race at Flamborough. I do know of a couple mini stocks that are planning to head out that way. Um, Bone stocks, I don't really know any that are going that way, but it's early.
Mhm.
If we lose, and Susie does say if we lose another track, sport dies locally. Sadly, it will.
Yep.
Especially if it is, a Flamborough area, that's extremely tough if that happens. Megan Mitchell, I was happy. I was really happy to see all the extra engagement with the kids, with the Power Wheels and the bike races. I'm really hoping for more stuff and like to bring in families. 1,000%. It's a very aged demographic at Flamborough. It typically has been, but one of the things that I can say at Peterborough Speedway is very, very young,
Yep.
very young. Lots of families. Same at Varney. Those typically do very well. Same with Delaware, actually. So, Susie does ask a question, though. It does say, are the mini stocks from Flamborough and other tracks legal to run with the compact division?
From what I've been told, they're going to be allowed to run that race
Okay.
with our own rules.
Okay.
I would reach out to them directly
Yep.
because it is their race, like it's a points race for
Yep.
them. But from what I've been told and from what what I've read and what I've seen the interaction, it sounds like we're going to be able to run our mini stocks with them. That's why I didn't schedule them on there,
Yeah.
because it's more than likely a good chunk of our guys, if they want to try it, it's going to be there and it's going to be open for them to run it. So that's
Yeah.
kind of the plan.
It is going to be very difficult as of right now because I believe there is mini stocks booked at another track, I believe, that
Yep.
night. So, and that happens. That's part of racing. So, Ben Hodgson says love it, and David Everson says schedule looks great. I agree. I honestly was really impressed with all the track schedules this year. Honestly, I think everybody did an amazing job. One thing I have to commend you guys: 3 OSS races. We are back, baby, at Flamborough Speedway. There was a period where we ran 7 races and 6 of them were at Flamborough Speedway. So it's nice to see that be a part of it. Legend cars, why haven't we seen them in the past? Because now all of a sudden they are on there and they're on there in a big way. And this is the, just so people are aware, I believe this is the Great Lakes Legends series,
Yep.
not the Ontario, but Ontario can come and race at any time, I believe. So,
Yep.
Great Lakes Legends, how did that come about?
So we've been talking with them. Tim Norris has been kind of chatting with them a lot. Last couple of years, they had a little issues,
Okay.
and so the separation kind of happened a little bit.
Sure.
We've tried to
Mend
mend
the
that back
fences. Good.
together. And this season, we kind of said, okay, we're gonna put our differences aside. We're gonna make this work. We're gonna
Mhm.
bring them in a bunch of times. So we had kind of thrown a whole bunch of dates at them. They wanted to be a part of Frosttoberfest. We wanted to bring them on a few more times, so we kind of threw them out there a few times. And I think what do we got? 4 races, I think, in total, 4 or 5. It's going to be a lot of fun. I love the Legends cars. Big fan of them. They put on good racing. They bring a whole ton of cars too.
Yeah,
So
they do.
it is the Great Lakes Legends, but the Ontario Legends are welcome to come as well too. So we kind of mended that. We're going to hope that this season's good and we can just continue this relationship that we got going on with them. So
As Susie does confirm as well, yeah, it is the 3-3 weekend, the second 3-3 that's going to happen. We don't have Peterborough's schedule yet, but I would bet that they're probably running mini stocks that weekend as well, just based off of history. So you kind of have a 4 trick if you really wanted to. You go up to Laird and race Thursday, and then come down and race the 3 mini stock races, Delaware. You can either go to Flamborough, Peterborough, or and then Sauble on the Sunday. So lots of mini stock racing, which is great to see. And then Megan says, thank you for the work you put into the schedule, Kevin. It's an impressive schedule for many reasons, in my opinion. One thing I will say is that you guys have some of the friendliest racers across Ontario, and they really do deserve crowds. I think
yeah.
that's the biggest thing that I'm so sad when we go in there and it does get it's empty or there's not enough people there. So if we can really promote the hell out of this, I really do think that yeah, we need those families there because they go and they just need to talk to, Megan or Rachel and the girls especially. You guys are really good at your pure stock division alone had like 6 women in it last year.
Mhm.
So it's a great representation for women in racing. You obviously are building the mini stock division. Obviously, Matt Young kind of ran the field last year, but we know that there's going to be some more competition for him. And then, of course, these late models. This is a huge deal for you guys. Billy Schwarzenberg, you are not safe anymore. There is other talent coming to take your crown away from you. So I asked this question a lot, Kevin, and I know I asked you it last year. What are you most looking forward to?
I mean, I 100% the super modifieds. I'm
Yeah.
pumped to bring them back to Flamborough. That's going to be one. I've watched them before multiple places. I went down to seen them at Lancaster a few times,
Yeah.
so I know what they're like. They're very fast. If we're going to rip around Flamborough Speedway about 13 seconds, that's going to be pretty impressive. Hopefully it'll be, it's early, so we might see some vapor trails on them like that. That's just the stuff that
That's what we're talking about. Kevin.
that's what
we're
you
talking
dream
about.
But
Yeah.
I'm excited to just the whole schedule. There's a lot of work that's gone into this. I really hope that a lot of people come out and that, I get the chance to announce in front of 5,000 people every Saturday night. I don't know if that's going to happen, but I'm just excited for the whole thing. There's a lot of time and effort that went into this schedule across the off season. And I really hope that racers and fans can see that. And I hope that they come out. Like I said, we're trying that new stuff with kids bike races, kids power wheel drags. We're trying some different things, and I hope that it brings everybody back. So I'm just excited for April 25th to hit, and so we can have practice day and I can go set the booth back up. That's really what I'm looking forward
I'm
to.
hoping to come and join you a little bit this year because I love this track so much. The infield is my favorite infield to shoot from. There's so much action all the time. I just think of the time all the times in the infield and you see the sun setting as
Yep.
they're flying down the backstretch. You know, the one thing I think people need to remember as well is that there's a lot of stands at Flamborough, which makes it
Yeah.
look a little more empty than it is. People that put that in perspective. But also one thing that I saw that you have on this schedule that really I don't want people to overlook is the pedal power races.
Yep.
Ingrid and Clark won a legacy award in motorsports for this our Stickers and Scuffs podcast this year because they frankly deserve it. Let's talk about these two races being put on in their name.
Yeah, I'm gonna kind of throw a little bit of credit to where credit is due. I didn't come up with that one. Rich Schwarzenberg, he was a big part of this one, and he threw it out to me, and I said, you know what, let's try it and see. So we got a little bit. The sportsmen are there, the Ontario sportsmen are there that day, so I said let's do something a little bit differently. So I wasn't sure exactly how to work it, but we're basically gonna do twin like it's going to be two 51 lap races for the pure stocks and mini stocks, kind of in honor of Pedal Power
Yeah.
51, right? So, we'll give them a little bit of spend a little bit of time, do a little bit of shouting out to them and stuff like that. But just to kind of change it up and do something to kind of, they've been with us a lot. And I'm actually working with Ingrid to try to get her set up with a little bit of better audio because it's kind of come through a little bit cleaner than what it does on the track tune. So if that means me taking up and down 400 feet of cables every Saturday night, so be it. So we're gonna try to make that work. But I really like what Ingrid and Clark has done for racing in general. Because
Yeah.
I remember, back when my cousin and I we were running the Oscar Modified. Some of the stuff was hard to find on YouTube, and then when you finally saw it, you were like, oh, that's so cool.
Yeah.
Now you just go on Pedal Power 51, it's there. Like it's
Yep.
it's there all the time, and they're quick too. Like it's up the
Yep.
next day. It's awesome. So I'm excited to kind of give them a little bit of credit, and I hope they have a good time and can kind of just embrace it and enjoy it. And it should be a fun night.
I definitely agree with you on that point. I think I was actually watching a race from 2018 at Flamborough earlier earlier today because I just got on the Paddle Power hook, and
Yep.
that's what you do, right? You get to go and watch, and that's frankly, this is what I'm saying. Paddle Power is the reason I went to Flamborough, and it's the reason I found the Pro Challenge division that I absolutely love, and you've heard me say it a million times how much I love that division, but that's because them showcasing. The only reason I started watching the Pure Stocks at Flamborough was because I was watching them every time Pedal Power would put them out. So, and that it's just that's what streaming can do. I know a lot of talk is about how it takes away, but it can also make you want to go and see the talent, make you want to see the racers. Susie Shepard with a plug. Many stock drivers come to Flamborough. There'll be more cars in competition this year again. And Do It for Dale says, I'm calling it now. Flamborough is the place to be on Saturday nights this year. I mean, Kevin, you know what? I love chatting with you, and frankly, we can talk for hours and hours and hours. But that's just we have a limit on the time because we both got to hit the hay and get to work tomorrow morning. So I want to say thank you, man. Thank you for coming on, and hopefully with SNS we'll be doing a lot more work with Flamborough and promoting Flamborough, and it's one of those things that you got to go and experience. And I think people like to, and this is what I don't listen to what other people say about tracks. Go and experience them for yourself.
Yep.
Everybody likes to talk crap about something. I've been told crap about every single track in Ontario, and guess what? None of them are true.
That was true. Yep.
None of it's true. You go and you experience every little bit. I'll say I haven't been eaten alive by bugs at Flamborough Speedway, which is a miracle because Peterborough's infield eats me alive every year. I haven't been in a sweltering heat dying of thirst at Peterborough, but Sunset is like living in a sauna. So Flamborough has something. If you're all about the hamburgers, they've got those too. If you don't even want to see the racing, they've got food there. There you go. The pit experience is fantastic. There's so much to be thankful for, and the efforts that you and John and Frank have put in this year will not go unnoticed. And people, make sure you go out there, support the shows. And Kev, thank you so much for being on the show tonight. And we'll see you at Motorama and at the season opener, hopefully.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun. Appreciate you guys having me on. Just a quick plug.
Yeah, always.
Banquet is Saturday night, coming up this Saturday. If you don't have your tickets yet, contact John, shoot me a message. I'll get you guys hooked up. It's going to be a lot of fun. I won't be there. I'm announcing for the hockey team that I'm working for. So it's going to be a lot of fun no matter what. I know John's put a lot of effort into it. So if you don't have your tickets, get a hold of me or him and we'll get you hooked up. But yeah, 2026, going to be a lot of fun at Flamborough.
That is Kevin Small, your announcer and scheduler extraordinaire at Peterborough, at Flamborough Speedway. Kevin Small here on the show. Thank you all for tuning in tonight on ONTrack Weekly. Man, what a great show. We had a lot of great guests. Thank you to every single one of them, honestly. This was, man, I love getting to do this. It's just so much fun to be able to talk with some great people across racing. Jake Pardue, we got to talk with him about the street stock program. Brody Rookwood about the Delaware Super Stocks. We started off the show with Jade Franklin talking about the Ontario Sportsman Series opportunity that he's got, and then Jordan Smith with Oscar. Of course, go back and listen. Go back and find those social media accounts. If you want to get involved in motorsports, this is the way to do it here on GeForce TV. Cam K, thank you so much for tuning in tonight. Catch you all next week on GeForce TV.